All right, everyone. It was recently revealed that Beyoncé and Jay-Z's relationship was on the verge of ending. When all of these accusations about Diddy began circulating back in 2023, Beyoncé was shaken. We now know that Diddy and Jay-Z are essentially one and the same. Jay-Z also comes to mind when people think about Diddy. According to Tasha K, Beyoncé planned to split from Jay-Z in 2023 in order to distance herself from the drama she believed was imminent. Because, as you are aware, there was a time when people believed that Jay-Z and Diddy were about to die. And Beyoncé probably anticipated it. Additionally, because the baby daughter had gathered her attorneys and was preparing to file for divorce and completely distance herself from Jay-Z. She was, after all, concerned about her reputation. She was concerned about the impact this might have on her career. According to rumors, Beyoncé intended to include all of this in her Cowboy Carter album. As we all know, Beyoncé is renowned for incorporating intimate details from her life into her songs. Cowboy Carter was purportedly intended to be one of those albums. Like Lemonade, I assume, as Beyoncé prepared to break up with Jay-Z for infidelity. However, pay attention to what Tasha K had to say. Hasn't mentioned anything? Additionally, I'm going to spill some wine now, right here. There are a number of interns that work for the New York Post, and naturally, they have NDAs. However, if my memory serves me well, a few interns got in touch with me at the end of 2023 or early 2024. This occurred just before her preparing to break up with Cowboy Carter. Jay-Z also learned that Diddy was being implicated in all of these accusations. In order to legally distance herself from Jay-Z, who was experiencing financial difficulties at the co-Rock Nation, she had hired legal counsel and was assembling a legal team. She was scared that everything that was happening with Diddy would have an impact on her, so they stopped hosting the Rock Nation brunches and other events to shield her brand and everything from it. She was preparing to file for a giant divorce from Jay-Z with the help of attorneys. I know I was on the line, but I have no idea what went wrong. They were attempting to sell the story to the highest bidder, while some TMZ representatives were on the line. In other words, there were certain women that Jay-Z had reimbursed back when he owned a club called 4040 or something similar. He was accused of assaulting them. There were some accusations, being made up of things like, sexual assault. Additionally, all of this litigation was paid for underhandedly. Furthermore, it seems that Beyoncé was unaware of all of this information. As a result, when the New York Post contacted one of the individuals, Foxy Brown at the time, 3 additional women were said to have received settlements from Jay-Z during the period when he had the 4040 club for, these occurrences. It was peculiar that Nicki began posting about Jay-Z on the internet at that time, as I think she also believed that this was the moment when he would fall from grace. I simply sensed that she felt secure. Thus, when she began discussing the title transaction and all the behind-the-scenes activities in order to discover that, as you can see, this is genuine wine. Since she was supposed to leave him and Cowboy Carter was supposed to be the album that would explain it. I don't think Nicki is insane, even though DMZ is aware that these interns were trying to sell the story because it was so big. I believe that she deliberately went after Jay-Z in the manner that she did and went after Rock Nation because Rock Nation was extremely impoverished, much like how we discovered what was happening behind the scenes. So impoverished. You watched Desiree's video. Desiree attempted to obtain that footage. Removed from my page. She attempted to have the video of her kid removed from my page. I needed millions and millions of cash. I had to go obtain millions of dollars. You are aware of my background, and I have a millionaire business partner who refuses to give me any money. Why isn't your billionaire business partner using his money to support your venture? Is he having to borrow against the house because he is out of money, even though the money is officially Beyoncé's? Therefore, I just believe that it wasn't. It was a coincidence that Nicki came out and began attacking Jay-Z in the manner that she did, because it was the ideal moment to simply drag him when the Diddy thing began. And Tony Busby had gotten on his ass. I'm not sure whether you can piece together the timeline if I don't, but that's what had occurred. Alright, so all of this is alleged. My name is even alleged. You can take it from there though, so go ahead. Proceed. Who comes next? But you know what, folks? The fact that Beyoncé was preparing to split from Jay-Z at this time gives me the impression that he has some serious secrets, because if your partner is innocent, why would you be? Going? Unless you don't have time to have your name dragged down with him and you know something that we don't even know. However, I'm curious about your thoughts on Tasha K's remarks. Do you think so? Do you believe that to be true? Or do you believe it to be a cap? Please share your thoughts with me in the comments section. However, let's go on to the next tale. All right, everyone. Following her admission that she had strippers for Scrappy's 14th birthday celebration, Momma D has come under fire. Now on a podcast, Momma D and Scrappy discussed his 14th birthday celebration. Momma D also acknowledged having strippers there. In the same interview, Scrappy acknowledged that the entire event was traumatizing. She described how the parents were unhappy and she told them, "This is my house. I'm going to do what I want to do." I believe I was around 14 years old. And I threw a full-fledged party and everyone in the neighborhood came because, we were well-liked there. She had the entire, look, proceed. Man, you tell me. I'm going to say, hey, come on. Let's get it started. The whistle. Get rid of the girls. What if they had their parents? Yes. For my birthday, we got other young strippers in there with the small females. The mature women were introduced to the true ladies by the soul girls. Everyone returned, including women. Everyone returned to the door. Every mother returned home. I stood on my feet and said, yeah. However, she was in my home. I'm heading to my place, bro. That's not even what I was searching for. I sat there like a stripper the entire time. This is no, so I'm but when I think back on it, dude, I think back on it. It was a traumatic experience. After therapy, that is, following treatment. What were you saying? Most 14-year-olds receive bikes or something for their birthday after therapy. You're not criticizing the LGBT community in any way, but I wanted him to pursue the individual. I'm just stating that. For those of you who are unaware, Momma D used to be a pimp. For example, she sold narcotics and had hoes. She was therefore truly out there. And the fact that, even after all these years, she still believes it's okay proves that she still has that mentality. Now, Momma D also received a lot of criticism because, as you can see at the end of the video, she did make some disparaging remarks against the LGBTQ community. Momma D now defended herself on Instagram Live, telling everyone that she has nothing against anyone who chooses not to lead a particular lifestyle. However, I would like you all to hear what she had to say and share your thoughts in the comments section below. I'll speak with you later, but that's all I have for you. I'm a really decent person. We were questioned about our past, including the times I was selling narcotics, hustling, and pimping. What did you go through, Scrappy? Blah, blah, blah. We were thinking and being truthful because, as you may know, some people dislike discussing their past. And that's okay. That's neither here nor there. To each his own. Blah, blah, blah. We then went on to discuss his 14th birthday, but I genuinely believe it was his 15th. We'll go with 14, though, since I won't go against the grain. We're going to ride it. But in all honesty, it was his 15th. I recall where we lived in Section A, so who is it? I can recall a few things. Who is it? I can recall a few things. So, yes. As a result, children often believe they are knowledgeable. They had knowledge before they were even born. And you're attempting to convey something to them, correct? No, as a parent, it didn't. No, it didn't. You have no idea, boy or girl. Stop talking. You were only 5 years old. You are aware of the way children treat us. Yes. All right. I'm going to ride with Scrappy, although I think it was 15. I'll choose the 14. Well, anyhow, I was pimping, I had 2 girls at first. I turned 15 in the end. I moved cocaine and keys across Atlanta because I was a woman and didn't wear gold in my mouth and all that, I went unnoticed. That's not how I do it. However, when you are pimping, the virgin and I do so voluntarily rather than under duress. Yes, that is accurate. In 1996, I was involved in a head-on collision. I was unable to support my children. I refused to let my children know that I couldn't be there or that they couldn't eat. Christmas is beneath the tree. Otherwise, they won't have any school clothing. No, I went out and completed the task. Now take a look at these. They want to sit down, marry, or date NFL athletes, NBA players, or rappers, just to betray them once they become pregnant. Now it's a whole other story. All right. Thus, things in life have changed. The events that Scrappy and I were describing occurred throughout the 1990s. Biggie and Tupac were still alive. She was traumatized, according to those who came for her son. Scrappy made the incorrect word. Scrappy has no idea what caused the trauma. Ask him to explain the distinction. I challenge you to question him. He doesn't require a definition. Hell, how many of us experienced trauma when our parents belted us? Do I understand? When they used the belt to sweep your ass while holding one arm, were you traumatized? I've experienced trauma. I'm still traumatized. Hell, but you know what? Life goes on. Life continues. Additionally, for those who are attempting to be critical, that didn't care about my children. Didn't stay up late and didn't take them to the ER. How dare you? You have no right to discuss Momma D and my son. You know, I also have a daughter. Just so you know, he has a sister. She has appeared on television with me multiple times, although she is quite reserved. And since I'm still attempting to protect her from the bullying, I'll keep her silent, okay? Because nobody is bothered by that one right there. Just so you know, as you can see from the bedpost, I am awake in my bed. All right, I'm in my room, lying in bed, and I'm recuperating from hip surgery. I'll demonstrate for you. I'm not even able to walk. I'm not even able to walk. Greg, can you see it? I'm demonstrating it. I'm not even able to walk. All right, so you can't handle me if you believe you can. You never are. You would never be able to walk in my shoes, even if you were a size 8 or 8.5. Just so you know, there are a lot of women my age and younger. You guys have moved on from dating males, and you guys treated men badly before you had children. Don't jump fences, you guys. When they didn't, you guys did all kinds of things and flattened some tires. Open the door for you. You've done a lot of... So keep your background in mind when you prepare to discuss Momma D. Recall the things you used to do. Do you get what I'm saying? They're in the 90s, so don't come for me, sweetie. I'm 2 years old. You know, I can tell you a few things. I have a lot of things to tell you. This war against me began with Erica Mena, the con who believes she is superior to black girls, who called spice names and made animal noises. I've never mentioned Erica. She was never even pals with Bambi, my ex-in-law. I never said anything hurtful. I never entered her safari business. I never said anything. I never said that. However, I said that the red-blinded man grabbed me using it, and she jumped at me when I was at my lowest. Erica will never be able to roll about with me, all right? You illiterate, unconventional pipe with suckers will run out of air around Momma D. How dare you? I remember it was you, Erica, who placed the ladder, and I'll hang it over Safari's gate. Yes, climbing, scaling the wall, since he had another inside and refused to open the door for her. What does that mean? However, you will approach Momma D and say, I'm showing my son a prostitute. I have something to share with you all. My son was placed on the football field by me. That bumped heads because of me. All right, he learned how to be a boy from me. I don't want my son playing football, so you have some women. Oh, he's going to suffer harm. Then you wonder why he's getting bigger when you start wearing a skirt. I will remove him. The field. He is no longer interested in playing baseball. You don't mistreat those young males, girl? Because they are our new America. Our future is with them. Teach them the proper path. They're not young girls. They are young boys. I asked Scrappy, what do you mean by traumatized? He responded, Mom, I just believe you would bring, dancers in for me. No, I say 15, but you are going to stick with his 14. Yes, because I taught him how to be a boy. A boy. I desired a boy. All right, I would like to express my gratitude to my LGBTQ+ family. I have a gay grandson. I adore him. But his life is like that. He is aware that he is in love. We encourage him and provide him clear direction. Take care of all these young males. You have no idea what they have. After doing that, we tell them to go out into the world. Thus, we instruct and inform them. That's how we operate. We don't set them down. I have to take my pain medication, so I'm going to stop coming on. So let's conclude this live. So when will I be able to walk again? I will be healed when I do. You believed me to be hell, and I will be. And those who believe they can talk about it or drag me, since nobody's path is simple. Our circumstances are not our own when we are born, and we'll give up to a world that doesn't care about us. I therefore adore you. People will treat you with kindness if you treat them with kindness. Give up passing judgment, end the interview, and pick up some items. Say, I should be off the show. No, it wasn't broadcast on television. Nothing had been seen on TV by me. Not a single thing. Nothing. I didn't broadcast any of that on television. Greg, what type of show was that? What, who? Podcast. It was a podcast. So quit claiming that she broadcasted on television. I didn't broadcast it on television. Thank you for watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But first learn what a podcast is, then return and speak with Momma D. I appreciate your affection. I appreciate your help. Be certain that my family and I are resilient. Our family is resilient. We adore one another. I adore my 2 children. I adore each of my 7 grandchildren. Anything I have, they can have. I'm for this because I love you all. I'm preparing to register. I adore you. Remain resilient. Be honest. Say what you have to say and make sure it's meaningful. I adore you. Say what you have to say and make sure it's meaningful. I adore you.